This video is for the musician who feels completely overwhelmed, trying to figure out what direction to take when improving. You're practicing and learning and exploring different opportunities, but the more paths you discover of possibility, the harder it becomes to know which one is actually for you, especially in the age of information on YouTube where tips are a dime a dozen. And honestly, that feeling gets heavier over time. So in this video, I'm going to talk about how pianists can avoid overwhelm and juggle all of the things that you might do versus what the thing you should actually pick to do is. Petit asks how to avoid being overwhelmed. It can come in different ways, like aspects to learn or practice in one piece, notes, rhythm, dynamic, touch, methods to practice for one aspect, types of techniques to improve, double notes, 4 or 5 fingers, pedals. The more you know you don't know. Yes, Zifra said that. Chifra, one of the greatest pianists of all time. He said the bigger you become, the smaller you realize you really are. And that's very true in my own story and many others. So this is actually going to be one of the main topics of my upcoming book, is like, not only like how do we find our own pathway in piano learning, but like with so many things that could work, how do you find the right one for you at the right time? And that's part of why the book is taking so long, is like I have a lot of ideas, but trying to find one codified system on like, does it really work for everybody? That's the hardest part. And I mean, because I've taught so many people one-to-one and I personalize certain aspects. It's the same principles, but like taught in a different way and applied in different situations. And I have an instinct for like when to give somebody one exercise versus when not to. And that's very hard to like just write in a book. But I had a recent epiphany while writing this in outline form. It's like, oh, here's how I could present it. It's kind of like two things. On one hand, it's choose your own adventure, okay? Which is like those video games. Probably you don't play video games, I'm guessing. I don't know. But it's video games that basically like they're designed in a way where you don't have to beat them on one linear path. Like you interact with the game how you want, and you can like choose certain dialogue and it will actually change the game and the further events in the game based on what you did. And so it's like up to the player experience. And, like for example, Super Mario Brothers is not like this. It's like you can choose to jump on different blocks. I'm not talking about that. It's like you actually fundamentally change like everything based on which path you take. And there's consistent decisions like this throughout the game. And I really see piano learning or any skill learning as this. There's in anything that's like a big field, you have so many things to theoretically learn that the order is going to be different for everyone. And then even the order, like let's say you learn when somebody does scales first and arpeggios next versus another person does arpeggios then scales. That's one choice. But then the way you learn scales, like do you learn all of your scales? Like a little bit? Do you learn all the keys and then go back and polish them? Or do you learn one to perfection and speed it up and then go learn the other keys? See, and then there's like so many other variations of that in every aspect. Like, do you learn 10 pieces barely? Or do you learn one piece to perfection? Do you memorize it or do you quit before you memorize it and move on? I don't think there's a perfect way. Because if there's two choices, you have two types of people that are going to branch out there. So see it on one hand as choose your own adventure. On the other hand, here's what everyone can do, which it's so simple. I was like, how did I never think about this? But I say in my practice course, as you know, practice is problem solving. And I'm like, whoa, wait, at the end of the day, as long as what you do is problem solving, it's the right path. Because, there's some theoretical other path you could have taken. What about this practice variation versus that practice variation? Yes, there's all of that. What about learning 5 pieces and like juggling it this way instead of learning 3 pieces and spending 20 minutes a day on each one? Yeah, there's that too. And at any point in the journey, you could pick a different way of doing it. Like you're learning some Grieg piano concerto right now. You could learn 5 lyric pieces or 10 in the same amount of time it would take to learn the piano concerto. But like, does that mean it's not worth doing? Like, no, it's just your path. So the two ideas work together. You choose your own adventure. And then even though there's like 20 different ways to get there, it actually in a way doesn't matter which way you pick, as long as you are optimizing your flow every time and you are problem solving. The only path that is the wrong one, and there are a lot of options to do this, is a path which doesn't engage your brain in a way that solves problems. So that's so utterly simple. And I will give more examples of that in the book. So wait like 3 to 6 months for that. I've already started writing it, and I've already gotten the coaching and everything. And so we're on track. Publication will happen this year. But in the meantime, think about it that way. Just as long as you're taking a step and it's challenging you and you're adapting, you're on the right path. And then don't worry about what you're not doing. If you're on the right path, the rest is just noise. Tune it out. I'd rather you watch 1 out of 10 of my videos and apply it than watch all 10 and not know what to do with it. Right? So, yeah, take it and run. The reason I make so many videos is because I need to get new people all the time. Like, I have at least 10 of the same type of video on YouTube for everything I've posted. And so it's like, it's not the first time you'd be hearing it. The whole point is like, no. I need a new audience who wouldn't have ever clicked on the last one, but because of this title, they'll click on this one. Or their algorithms will feed them this one. And so I reteach the same concepts in a lot of different ways. And it's not like, oh, wait, do I do this one or that one? It's kind of all saying the same thing anyway. So if you enjoyed this video, download my free piano guide on the pinned comment to get more quick and actionable tips. Then look at the top link in the description for the Key Learners Piano Club group I run on school.com, where you can get more hands-on help for videos just like this one, and you can have discussions with both myself and the community that watches these videos to take this idea farther. Happy practicing.